Let's pick up from where we left off. Last time I provided a market update in Cachet, Markham, which was well received by many of you. Today I'm taking a deeper dive into Cornell, located on the easternmost side of Markham, opposite to Cachet. There are several pros and cons to discuss, and I'll cover them all in this video, so stay tuned. Hey, welcome back to another video on the AV Team Real Estate channel. I'm Antonio and I am a local real estate agent in the GTA. If you have been enjoying the weekly video from this channel, don't forget to like the video and subscribe to the channel so that it can be shared with more people who want to get updated on the real estate market in the Greater Toronto. Greatly appreciate it. If you have any inquiries about the real estate, don't hesitate to contact me via the first link in the description down below. Let's discuss the location. Cornell Markham is one of the newest communities situated on the far eastern edge of the city, bordering Durham to the east and Stouffville on the north. One drawback of this location is the considerable distance from Highway 404, which is a key route to downtown Toronto. Without this connection, you need to rely on the toll Highway 407 to head west and link up with Highway 404 here. So this is Cornell Markham. On the other hand, I previously noted that homes closer to Highway 404 tend to be more expensive, while those on the easternmost side of Markham are generally more affordable. This is one reason why Cornell sees high transaction volume, as it offers a lower entry price point. That said, there are still expensive homes in the area, but overall, the pricing is more attractive for first-time home buyers. Additionally, because many of the homes in Cornell were built in the past 10 to 15 years, there's a wider selection of smaller units and more recently an increase in condo buildings. Although Unionville and downtown Markham have the highest concentration of condos, other areas like Cornell still offer a significant number of condo options, but just not as many. I'm going to review some of the most recent sales across various asset classes at Cornell. However, when comparing average prices, it may not fully reflect how much lower they are compared to the western areas of Markham. For instance, during my recent analysis of Cachet Markham, I found that freehold townhouses there typically range between 1.2 and 1.5 millions. By the way, if you are curious about Cachet Markham, I will leave that video in the description below, or simply click on the top of that video. In contrast, here in Cornell, you can find townhouses for as low as $700,000, although size and condition a significant factor to consider. To break down all the asset class in Cornell Markham, and we are going to start with detached homes. In the table here, we have the average price and also the sales. And I broke it down in terms of 4 years from 2021 to 2024. The reason why I picked 2021, which is the year prior to rate hike, and we do have a very high inflation at the time. The average price for all the detached home in Cornell Markham started at 1.38 million, which has 145 sales in 2021. Compared to 2022, this is the year where Toronto real estate market overall peaked, but at the same time, 2022 we had the first rate hike in many years. And as a result, you can see we had 145 sales prior in 2021. Now we have more than half gone in terms of sales at 63, which is pretty evident that this rate hike did impact quite a lot. However, we still have a price increase in terms of average prices for detached home here, and it was from 1.3 to 1.6 million. In 2023, it has some false hope in terms of rate hold, and we did have another rate hike. In return, we have pretty much similar sales compared to 2022, and we have 68 in 2023. However, we still have an average price decline from 1.6 to 1.592, which is not very significant, but it is a downward trend. And now in 2024, as of recording of this video, we are just in August 29, which is pretty much at the end of August, and we still have another 4 months to complete the year. The sale, as you can see, is still lower than the prior year, although we still have time remaining in the year, but it's not looking great. And at the same time, we can see the price decline once again from 1.592 to 1.48 so far in 2024. So what you can see from here, before the rate cut, we have 145 sales on average, and now we practically is cut down more than half right now in the past 3 years. It is very evident that the rate hike did impact a lot in this detached home market in Cornell Markham. Now let's go back to where I am, where I make the analysis, and we are currently looking at the York region, Markham, Cornell. For freehold, we are looking at the detached home as selected here, and the date as of August 1st to August 29th, which is the day of the recording. We have a result of 9 sales in August so far, which is not a bad month for Cornell in terms of detached homes. And we have the most recent sales on the top, and we have one that sold for 1.2 million in August 20th, and then we're also going to take a look at 1.338, which is the second most recent that were sold in August 11. And as you can see, the lot front, the home that were most recent sold in 26 Sagebrush Street was actually a smaller home, which has the lot front of 25.8 by 83 in terms of depth. 22 Wilmore is actually a bigger lot front at 33.98 by 120 in terms of depth. So that could pretty much tell you why this is sold for more. But let's compare that to the average price that we just saw earlier. This is the detached home average Cornell price that we just talked about previously, and currently in 2024 56 sales, and the average was 1.48. Now going back to this list, the first 2 homes is actually sold below the average prices we saw earlier. Also, we have to take a look at the size of the home, which you can see in the list. We have some homes that sold for 1.7, so the average price kind of average it out. But at the same time, I just want to confirm that we are still selling under the average price. The average price of the detached home definitely is going in a downward trend. Now let's take a look at 26 Sagebrush, which is the most recent sales, and it is a 3+1 beds that has 4 baths and total of 4 parking spaces. Most of the Cornell home, as you can see, they have the garage at the back. They have a very small front. The inside, they have very large windows, somewhat updated floor, and they have a dining area with the living room combined. Here's another look at the dining area, and now the kitchen is somewhat open, and they also have a breakfast area with a breakfast table in place, and also ceramic floor and with pot lights, and also houses a double door large fridge with all the standard appliances. And as you can see, the kitchen also have a huge double sink and also a large window facing outside. And here you can see at the back where you can go to the backyard, and the stairs, a very standard powder room. And in this particular layout, we have a den in the second floor with the fireplace. This can act just like the second living room or family room. This is another look. As you can see, there's tons of light drawing from the 3 windows. There's another kind of split level going to the bedroom upstairs. Here's another look. It is a decent sized master bedroom with a huge ensuite bathroom. This is the second bedroom with 2 large windows as well, and a built-in closet. And here is the third bedroom with a fairly large window as well, and the shared washroom between the second and the third bedroom. As you can see, this is a finished basement with pot lights and updated floors, and also a divider for the bedroom as well. It looks somewhat huge, and there's a lot of space that can be recreated as your recreational room or even a gym. This is fully functional basement for sure. This is probably the basement washroom. This is a corner lot and also has the garage at the back. 26 Sagebrush Street, which listed for 1.28 million and sold it under the listing price at 1.26 million. And from here you see that it took 11 days. So let's take a look at the property history. And as you can see, this is a long history. But what happened in 2024, the previous seller, which actually did listed the unit since July 16 of 2024 at 1.18. At some point in August 9, they have terminated the listing in August 10 and then relisting it at 1.28 million. And eventually it took 11 days from August 9 to August 20th to sell it under the listing price at 1.26 million. Since it was terminated once, they reset the counter for the days on the market, which it seems that only took 11 days to sell it, but in reality, it was listed prior in July 16 at 1.18 million. So it really took more than a month time to sell the unit, and that's the reason why I always go to the property history to check whether the listing was really actually only took the amount of days claimed on the top of the listing. Now, I'm not going to take too much time to analyze all the unit, but at the same time I just want to point out it seems that most of the units that were sold were between 30 lot front to 33. So the most recent was a 25 lot, which are one of the smaller one, but they are selling for 1.26 at the moment, and for the 30 lot more likely about 1.3 million. And for larger lot that was sold in early August, which has a lot front of 42 by 85 feet at 1.7 million. As you recall, the average prices previously for Cornell is about 1.48 million. So you can definitely find something under the average price, and as low as 1.26 currently with the lot front of 25. I think this is a perfect starter home if you're looking for a detached home at Cornell Markham. Now let's take a look at the semi-detached home in the month of August to August 29 as of recording of this video. In the entire August, we only have 3 sales. And the size of the unit is pretty much the same, between 23 feet to 101 feet in depth. So they are all similar in size. And for the average price, we have from 1.17 to 1.2 million for all the semi-detached homes that were sold in Cornell Markham. In terms of days on the market, it seems that it's trending up again. But let's explore for each of them to see what exactly happened in each of the transactions. Here at 4 Vinod Road, which was listed for 1.098 and eventually sold for 1.2 million, roughly about 2 weeks time. And they are three bedrooms with 3 baths and total of 3 parking spaces. And this is how semi-detached looks on the exterior. The semi-detached home shares a common wall and basically symmetrical on both sides. The interior offers a generous amount of space, featuring well-maintained wood floor that give the home a clean and bright appearance. Additionally, the large windows in the living room brings in plenty of natural lights, brightening up the space. This is the powder room. Here we see the open kitchen with a central island, which adds to the functionality of the space. This is the second floor, and as you can see, it's very bright, though unfortunately it is carpeted. The master bedroom is quite spacious and features large windows that bring in an abundance of natural light. This is the backyard where the seller has installed a deck that looks great and serves as an ideal spot for barbecue. From the deck and backyard, you find a door leading to the rear garage entrance, providing access to the double car garage. This layout is typical of a semi-detached home in Cornell Markham. So now let's take a look at the property history. And this is pretty straightforward. The previous seller acquired this semi-detached home in 2015 for $500,000. Pretty much started to sell in August 14 and took about 2 weeks time in August 28, sold for 1.2 million. Price was pretty much on target, about 1.2 million. In summary, we only have like 3 transactions for the entire August. And the price is definitely trending down from 1.25 in mid-August to currently at 1.202 in August 28. As you can see, they are similar in terms of lot size. The lack of semi-detached home is quite evident, and if you do find one, securing it for under 1.2 million is a good deal. It's a solid entry point into the real estate market in Cornell Markham. Now let's take a look at the overall semi-detached home in Cornell Markham. The average prices since 2021, which is the year before the rate hike, and it started at 1.1 million back in 2021 and has the highest sales volume at 71. And as we move on to 2022, which is the peak of the market pretty much, and it reached 1.242 million and has a sales of only 38 as a result of the rate hike that happened during 2022. And 2023, we even have the lower average price and the sales continue to plummet. We reached 28 sales in 2023, and 2024 as of August 29, we still have few months left for the year, but we're still seeing like lesser sales. Means the market for the semi-detached still struggling, but the price remained resilient at 1.2 million. Now we are going to take a look at the freehold townhouses at Cornell Markham, and this is for the period of August to August 29. There are currently only 9 listings that were sold. From an active real estate agent, I can tell you Cornell Markham was one of the most transacted area in Markham. And right off the bat from this list, you can see that most 2 bedrooms in the area of Cornell Markham, they were sold about 800,000. And on the top is the most recent that were sold in August 26. And the loft front is quite relatively small compared to the one that were sold earlier in the month. Let's take a look at 2751 Pearl, the most recent sale, and it was listed for 870,000, just a little bit under the listing price for 868,000, and that took about 19 days with total of 3 parking space. And this is a 2 bedroom and 3 bath. This is how the exterior looks like. Here is the back of the townhouse with a driveway that could accommodate 2 cars, and including the parking inside the garage, a total of 3 parking spaces. This 2 bedroom townhouse include a balcony or terrace area suitable for a barbecue, but does not have a backyard. It's a trade-off of an entry-level townhouse in Cornell Markham. Let's check the property history. This listing stated the days on the market at 19 days, but in reality, this property was listed on July 23rd and was terminated once. Terminated transaction will reset the counter for days on the market at 0 days, and that is the reason the days on the market show less at 19 instead of 34 days. So don't be misled for the 19 days on the market. From this list, you can see that most 2 bedroom they sold for 800 earlier, but as the day goes by, you can see that they are trending down from 888 to 880 to 868,000. And 2 Cornell Melrose was the highest sold in this month at 1.2 million for a loft front of 23 to 109, and this is a 3 bedroom. And this stated that it only took 9 days. And the difference for this type of townhouse is that this townhouse unit offers a larger backyard, and this specific unit situated on the corner lot features a lovely deck with additional green space ideal for gardening. Additionally, there is a spacious double car garage accessible from the back. That's the reason townhouses of this size and feature sell for much more. And let's take a look at the price history. So this was listed in July 31st of 2024. They have only 1 price change that took place in August 8 and eventually sold for the next day for 1.2 million, which is the expectation of this type of townhouse in Cornell Markham. Let's look at the freehold townhouses average prices for the past 4 years. As you can see, in 2021, the average freehold townhouse price started just above 1 million, with 144 sales recorded before the rate hike. Cornell Markham has a high concentration of townhouses, resulting in a significant number of transactions within this asset class. In 2022, prices peaked at 1.14 million and sales declined to 108, yet it remains one of the most frequently transacted property types. Surprisingly, in 2023, the average price rose to 1.158 million, with sales increasing to 124. While most property types struggle in 2023, townhouses in Cornell Markham performed quite well. However, in 2024, the average price has dropped to 1.13 million, falling below the 2022 levels, with sales hitting as low as 85 so far. Remember, Cornell is still one of the few areas in Markham where you can find entry-level freehold townhouses with 2 bedrooms priced around 868,000. Now let's take a look at the condo townhouses at Cornell from the period of June to currently, as of recording, in August 29 for condo townhouses. Only 1 transaction transacted in August, which is 2 Blanche Lane Unit 924. This is only a 2 bedroom and 2 washroom and just a little shy of 1,200 square feet, and there is a maintenance fee for 353. That is the downside of having a condo townhouse. So let's take a look. This was listed for $810,000 and was sold under the listing price to $775,000. This took a long time to sell for 78 days on the market. This is what a condo townhouse typically looks like in Cornell. They usually feature modern updated flooring with pot lights and an open kitchen with contemporary backslashes and all standard appliances. A condo townhouse has a style that closely resembles condo living. The top floor of a typical condo townhouse usually includes a terrace that can be used for barbecue and gatherings. However, a common drawback of condo townhouses is the lack of backyard. Let's quickly take a look at the property history. The previous seller acquired this property at $525,000 back in 2018 and listed for sale in May 28 for $810,000 and took 78 days to sell the unit at $775,000. So overall, it's still trending down, but this is a real good entry-level condo townhouse that you can acquire today for $775,000. Here are the average prices of condo townhouses over the past 4 years. In 2021, the average price was $716,800 with 85 sales, which is the highest in 4 years. Prices peaked in 2022 at $826,517. But the rate hike slowed the surge, causing sales to drop to 39. In 2023, the average price fell to $777,171, with a slight improvement in sales at 46. So far in 2024, the average price has increased to $832,000, but sales remain sluggish at 33. With 4 months left, the outlook isn't very optimistic. Now we're looking at the Markham Cornell for all the condo units that were sold most recently. We have to date it back since May of 2024, and the last sale for the condo was on June of 11. As you can see, there aren't many sales of condos in Cornell. While more condos have been built in Cornell over the past 10 years, the number still doesn't compare to the development seen in downtown Markham in Unionville. Looking at the condo market over the past 2 months, with transaction in May and June, reveals the property are taking longer to sell. For instance, Unit 317 at 2 Adams Seller Street took 49 days to sell, while another unit sold on June 11 took about 25 days. Despite the longer selling times, prices have remained steady, averaging between $600 to $800-ish per square foot. This pricing still makes this condo a good entry-level option for young families and first-time home buyers. Finally, let's review the average condo prices in Cornell. Over the past 4 years, in 2021, just before the rate hikes, the average price was $635,000, with sales peaking at 36, a relatively low number given the limited number of condo buildings in Cornell. In 2022, the average price surged to $775,500. In the first half of the year before rate hike were introduced, as sales dropped to a low of just 10 units. By 2023, the average price declined to $700 and $857, while sales improved slightly to 21. As of end of August of 2024, the average price has risen to $745,549, but sales have again matched the 2022 level at just 10 units. As mentioned earlier, prices have remained resilient, likely due to low inventory. I hope you found this detailed analysis of detached homes, semi-detached homes, freehold townhouses, condo townhouses, and condo apartments valuable. If you did and want to see more insights on other areas in Markham, be sure to like and subscribe to the channel so you don't miss the next video. Have a wonderful day, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye.